Gail was hired in 1985, one of two female officers, first ever appointed as a police officer in the town of Chelmsford. And as you can imagine, in addition to beginning a new career and everything that goes with that, there was the added, I guess we'll say, challenges and issues of being one of the first women in a predominantly male-dominated profession. And I'll let Gail elaborate on that a little later if she'd like to, but to say the least, it was challenging, least of which is there was no locker rooms when Gail was even hired back at the old facility. So you can imagine that, coupled with obviously a different mindset in those days, probably made the job extremely challenging. Gail began her career as a patrol officer, and it did not take long for Gail's reputation to precede her as a very intelligent, professional young woman who wanted to get involved and learn as much about the different facets of police work as possible. Gail was a patrol officer for 13 years, 2 of them as the police department's crime prevention officer. And it was this role which I think really began Gail's passion towards working with the community. When Gail took this role over, she redefined it, in my opinion. She incorporated a lot of community policing aspects and a lot of partnership type of relationship with residents and businesses, helping that breach that gap that I think exists between law enforcement and the community. And obviously, the goal is back and forth information, and Gail did a great job at that. In 1999, Gail was assigned into the detective division. As a criminal bureau detective, her duties included specialized training and investigations into child abuse, sexual assault type offenses, as well as elder abuse. Gail was the lead investigator on all elder abuse as well as sexual assault matters in town. Gail also oversaw all firearms issues in town. And there's a lot more to that than people might know. As a firearms officer in this community, that person's duties are responsible to oversee all activity in town and any type of event or incident that involves a suitability issue with someone that's a licensed firearm carrier from this department or really any department. It's that person's job to bring it to my attention. So if need be, action can be taken. And Gail did a great job. In 2010, Gail was promoted to sergeant, where she assumed the duties of overseeing the traffic and safety unit. And for those of us that know Sergeant Frank Kelly, he was a tough act to follow. But Gail did a great job. She brought her communication and personable skills to this position and did well working with the community, addressing traffic and other quality of life concerns. In this role, Gail oversaw the motorcycle unit, the mountain bike unit. She also coordinated all personnel and equipment during large events like parades, road races, anything of that nature. Gail oversaw it. She also oversaw the auxiliary unit, which consists of over 20 members in and of itself. In 2014, Gail was promoted to lieutenant, overseeing all operations on the 4 to 12 shift. And for those of you who don't know, lieutenant in the Chelmsford Police Department is a critical command rank. You are the shift commander, you are the officer in charge, you are the chief. Whether it's Friday night at 11 or Sunday morning at 8, the buck stops with that level. And Gail did an outstanding job. Along with Gail's shift commander duties, Gail continued to be part of the police department's community policing team, working with regional partners, addressing issues involving senior citizens and other businesses in town. Gail worked closely with the banks, constantly having security and safety meetings, talking about safety protocols and how best work with the police department should something happen. Another example of Gail's ability to be a liaison for this department is several months ago, the Middlesex Sheriff's Office started a diversion program, and the goal behind that is instead of offenders being put into the criminal justice system, we're now trying to divert them to get them the help they really need, whether it's substance abuse or mental health. So the sheriff was looking for each town to assign a liaison. And I no sooner got done reading the request than I thought of Gail. Her ability to communicate and work as a partner across department lines made her the perfect candidate. Gail has also excelled outside the police department during her career. She's an adjunct professor at the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, also Southern New Hampshire University, and she also instructs at the Lowell and Boylston Police Academies. And Gail is also part of our Chelmsford Housing Authority on the Board of Commissioners. I don't think it defines Gail's career, but I really miss not to bring this up. Gail broke a lot of glass ceilings here in Chelmsford. She, in addition to being the first woman, or one of the first women ever appointed here, she was the first woman ever assigned as a detective. And as it stands right now, she's the first and only woman to ever be promoted here, obviously with the rank of sergeant and lieutenant. And what I'm sorry to say is, after today, we have no female officers that hold a supervisory role here. And they all do a fantastic job, and I hope that that changes in the near future. In my opinion, what's defined Gail's career was her passion with dealing with some of the most vulnerable members of our community, that being our senior citizens. Regardless of Gail's rank or duties, she has always made it a priority to continue to reach out and work with our seniors. Gail has participated in countless forums and presentations all over town and the region, providing information to seniors regarding crime and how to avoid being victimized by the many scams that unfortunately target our older people. Gail's ability to communicate in a friendly, compassionate way has made her an unbelievable asset to this police department. So, in closing, I want to say that I'm personally going to miss you. I'm going to miss your energetic attitude, your big smile, and the fact that you always looked at the big picture and thought about how the department looks and portrays itself first. So, come on over here so I can give you a plaque. So, Gail Mullen, Patrol Officer, April of '85, Detective, February of '99, Sergeant, April of 2010, Lieutenant, October of 2014, retired today's date, in grateful appreciation of your 32 years of dedicated and honorable service to the Chelmsford Police Department and the town of Chelmsford. Congratulations. I did miss a few people. Selectman Pat Rogers, thank you. Pastor Steve Burkett and Pat Daly, thank you. Retired Officer Pat Daly. And retired Officer John McGowan. Thank you. If I miss anybody else, my apologies.